And now I want to show you upscaling, which we haven't covered before. So in the simulation tab, I can go to upscaling and set it to x2. Now, before I do that, be aware that we are at 8.39 million voxels. If I set the upscaling to ×2, apply new resolution, I am now at 67.11 million voxels. So a huge amount of voxels that's now being created. The simulation is immediately much slower. It's taking a long time for this sphere to even appear, but you're gonna end up with this beautiful, beautiful detail inside of the simulation because there's just so much more resolution. So now we can still play with our sharpening. So shading, rendering, let's increase the ray mud sharpening to maybe 300%. And we can also go into the volume processing, enable sharpening over here to sharpen it up even more, really getting some really beautiful detail right now. And as always, scene, we can crank up the saturation for our scene a little bit, maybe give it a little bit of bloom so it glows, maybe increase the contrast just a touch. And look at that, not too bad. So just to make it faster, I will turn off the upscaling. Okay, so now we can just add some lights to make this look a little bit better. The default lighting is not really doing much for me, so we can just turn off the directional light and instead drag out a new light. Let's make it a spot. I will increase the intensity to maybe 300, and let's move this light back. Hit W to rotate and rotate it up. Kind of want to do like a backlight that might look pretty cool. Move it up. Let's copy this one more time, Control C, Control V, put it in here, and I will move this to the side. Again, W to rotate and maybe illuminate it from the side, but lower the intensity. And I kind of don't want to be casting the shadow on the floor. I mean, this really is entirely up to you. I just want to show you that you can improve how you're presenting these simulations if you're just recording your viewport just by adding a few lights, and it makes a big difference. And maybe let's copy this one more time, put it over here. And, you know, don't forget you can just like change the color of the light too to get some interesting lighting effects. And I'll just move this maybe to the front and like illuminate the front of the S. Maybe the directional light can stay on, but just lower the intensity way low. And the backlight is probably too strong, so instead of 300, you can just do maybe 100. You sort of have to decide where your camera will be, so maybe something like this for my camera. And here you go. Can't really go wrong with some nice backlight. And of course we can pause the simulation, shading, smoke, and you can easily play around with changing the color of the smoke to something a bit more motion design-ish. Maybe this light is still a bit too strong, so just lower that. And here you go. So this will be our final result. We've learned a lot in the last two videos: colliders, oscillators, upscaling. Pretty simple effect. And I'll see you in the next one for more.